So based on that, what I come to for Syria is a model that says that what we're going to need to do is to build a new Syrian opposition army. Right? We're going to have to build a real one. It is going to have to be large. It is going to have to be conventional. I do not believe that you can do it in Syria. Again, Mike and I are going to go back and forth on that. I think you have to take it out of Syria. I think it is entirely possible to do so. I know that also the New York Times has come to the conclusion that the United States has never been able to build another country's army. That is also just nonsense. Okay? And it's worth keeping in mind here that we're not looking to build an Iraqi or Syrian army, Syrian opposition army, that is the equivalent of the American army. Okay? We simply need it to be, I wouldn't say even as good as Daesh or the Assad's regime's army or Nusra's army. It simply has to be good enough that it, plus the addition of American air power, special forces, etc., will be enough to beat all of those things. And it's worth keeping in mind that those other armies stink. Okay? The Assad regime's army is dreadful. The Arab armies have traditionally been dreadful. The Syrian army is one of the worst, and it continues to demonstrate that it is terrible. Daesh has this wonderful outsized reputation. It too is mediocre at best. And I would actually argue tactically, it too stinks. It relies on certain factors which give it advantages over its current rivals, but that's pretty much it. So first point, build a serious army. Basically go back to what General Dempsey outlined when he presented what was supposed to be the administration's plan back in September of 2014, but which the administration promptly walked away from no sooner than the echoes of General Dempsey's voice had died in the Senate room, the Senate committee rooms. Second piece of it, critically important, is you are going to have to deal with the political situation. And that means dealing with the political situation as you move this force back into Syria. This is also a spreading ink stain strategy. It's just, unlike Mike's, it doesn't start from where they are now. It starts from where we want them to be. They occupy territory. They create a safe space. They actually demonstrate they can govern and feed and clothe and take care of the population. That is going to require a big international effort, preferably one led by the United Nations. But again, you need a conventional force to create that safe space, to enable to take care of the civilians, and to demonstrate that they can govern and create a better alternative for people out there. And the final point, one of the reasons that I think that this needs to be a conventional force with a very heavy American complement, air power, special forces, but a very heavy training and advisory program, is that it does need to provide that long-term guarantor role. Right? This is the mistake that we made in Iraq. We actually built that military and then walked away from it and allowed Nouri al-Maliki to politicize it overnight. Right? We need a force in Syria that is going to act as an institution around which you can build a new Syrian state. That is not impossible, and a military can serve that role. But it is going to have to be conventional, it is going to have to be disciplined, it is going to have to be able to hold territory, and it's going to need to have a very heavy American presence to make sure that it doesn't become a new cat's paw of some would-be dictator.